Hey, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another stream. It's going to be a quick stream today, just because I'm not going to be streaming too long, as it is going through Forex Factory. It is a French bank holiday and a Canadian holiday, and we also have a USD holiday as well. So I don't often trade bank holidays just due to low volume and choppy market. So not too much besides that in terms of news being released. So yeah, I hope you're all well. Hope you're doing good wherever you are in the world. And we'll get into the charts. We'll have a look at what we were looking at yesterday and see how that progressed overnight. All right. But other than that, no news scheduled besides the bank holidays. And yeah, all right, let's get into it. So yesterday we saw this GUID. It came higher, double topped, fell, and now it's just kind of it has just recently broken out of this resistance zone and retested, and now we're starting to make a new high over here. I haven't really gone through my watch list yet, so these pairs that I marked are from yesterday's session. So I've already saved that, so I can get rid of that. But yeah, so GU will be back on my list. Obviously, I was long biased yesterday, so obviously bringing that bias into today. Coming over to GN. Yeah, nothing too interesting there. It's already been oversold on the RSI. Not liking the EMAs too much. Yeah, overall bearish on this on the 1 hour, bearish on the 4 hour, and bearish on the daily. Just put some music on for you guys. Yeah, not really liking GN or anything right now. GBP, JPY, definitely strong uptrend, especially from Monday. We've had that massive moves on Monday on GBP pairs. Obviously, we're keeping that momentum, not as strong as that push on Monday, but keeping that long bias into today. All right, we were looking at GBP CHF yesterday. We saw it hit ADR, and as you guys know, if price reaches average daily range max, we can see a reversal. Doesn't have to once again. These are just weighing probabilities into our favor and reacting to the market. So this is definitely a level that we pay attention to. As you can see, you wouldn't want to be kind of buying anywhere like around here, because the risk to reward to this ADR line, which is this green line here, isn't that great. So it's just not a trade you kind of want to be involved in. As you can see, it just fell, but once again, keeping that long bias today. We've had this 2 candle formation. Obviously wasn't that much charts for this one, but there is an ASFX entry in here. Keep an eye on that. RSI is just going overbought now. High time frame, so the hour chart, definitely long bias on that. RSI is just way overbought, just holding that 980 value, 81 value up there, holding outside the AEMA very nicely. So that's a really strong uptrend on the 4 hour, once again holding outside the 8 EMA. So very long bias on GBP pairs, especially GBP CHF. We'll keep an eye on this one just as an idea. Maybe we get a pullback. Yeah, maybe we get a pullback to one of those significant levels and we'll look for an entry. So that's back on the watch list. GBP CAD. Long bias on the 15-minute. See, once again hits the average daily range and price kind of stalls out there and then falls, but keeping that long bias in today. Prices just through the Asia session, just ranged. Now we've got that breakout, so oops, we can get a retest back down to here. We got the weekly high level at 1.72824. So if price can come back down to the 21 or 50 EMA, I'll be looking for long entries. 1 hour is definitely long bias. 4 hour, yep. 4 hours definitely bullish. We could see price struggle at the monthly high. So this is definitely a zone at 1.73530. I'll pay attention to. Obviously don't want to be trading into a significant zone like that, especially since prices kind of respected that level. So it's going to be a massive arrow there. We've seen it try and push up. We've seen it reject off here pretty heavily. So we're coming back up to that level again. So that's something to pay attention to. And once again, the daily as well. So we'll pay attention to this one. I am long biased on it. If we can read nice risk to reward, if we get a pullback, then something I'll be interested in. GBP AUD was the trade we're looking at yesterday. It was a counter trend ID. Once again, I'm not liking it, so I'm taking it off my watch list. Not a big fan of the 15-minute EMAs. TDI, not a big fan of it. Yeah. And all the higher time frames are mixed bias as well. So kind of just ranging. On the daily, we're just kind of going sideways, consolidating, you know, no real trend happening here. So moving on to Euro pairs. Euro USD. Yeah, once again, this will be a counter trend ID. No real trend happening on the 15-minute. Could see price come off to 800 EMA. As I was saying in yesterday's live stream, I do use certain levels like support and resistance levels and zones, like, you know, like this, using a zone like this. But I love using the EMAs as price sensitivity areas because, you know, price has rejected the 800 EMA here. So what's to say when we get down here, we can focus on price action, react to the market, and I reckon price could probably come higher. We'll see what it does. If it does pull back up to the 50 EMA, if we can break to 50 EMA, it may come higher. But if we struggle at the 50 EMA, we can't break above it, it'll definitely come lower. But we have this weekly low level down here. We have the 800 EMA, so a few significant levels we could bounce off as support, but not a pair I'll be putting on my watch list for today's trading session. Euro NZD, this was a trade I was looking at getting involved yesterday due to the strong higher time frame. It was still within the Asia range. Whoever was tuned in yesterday watching the live stream, you know I didn't like these wicks to the downside. holding this price into this zone. We got this entry signal for a potential setup, and I didn't like, there was too many knocks against it. Wasn't a high probability trade, and it did end up going almost 3R, but it hit that divergence line and just kind of pulled up. In the, how big is this? This must be a massive Asia session. Yeah, huge move within the Asia session today. So this pair, once again, this is off my watch list. Obviously it's reached this max ADR. I mean, it can keep going, there's no reason for it to stop, but that's just using ADR is a parameter in the ASFX rules that, just to be cautious, trading more than the average daily range, because price may just chop around or might not even move at all, might just move sideways. So that's off the list. Definitely not liking Euro JPY, sorry. Yeah, just ranging on the 15-minute, no real direction on the TDI. EMA is a long bias. We're just breaking the 50 here, so we'll see what happens at the Asia session low, and we may even come to the 15-minute 200 EMA. Higher time frames are long bias. The 1 hour's long bias, 4 hours long bias, and the daily is just kind of, we have made a lower low here. So we've come lower here, we double topped, came lower. I reckon we could see this fall. We could once again struggle at this monthly high level. Yeah, so you see our price has on the daily respected this level, and obviously look left, you'll see a typical resistance, broken, support. So we could definitely see a push lower off that level. So short bias for that one. Obviously nothing clean on the 15-minute. We can see that coming down lower now in the 15-minute. I think we may get a push higher up into this level up here. So I reckon we could probably make it back up to, I reckon, psychological even handle number 125 even, and I reckon we'll get a massive push down off that level. So nothing clean on Euro JPY, nothing super clean. I mean, Euro CAD, not big fan of the EMAs. We are coming down at this monthly low level here, so you can see prices held that level. So if we can break below that, it may get interesting. But as for taking trades, short bias on the 1 hour, short bias on the 4 hour, and short bias on the daily. On the daily, we've definitely got a few zones to be careful of that we could be trading in this range. Once again, Euro holiday, coming back over here, so French bank holiday. And we've had a Canadian holiday as well, so Euro CAD just doesn't seem very logical to trade today. We may just see price chop within this range here, so we'll see what happens. You know, anything can happen, news could come out, but not a pair I'll have on my watch list today. Euro Aussie, during the Asia session, had a few signals in the Asia session. I don't trade the Asia session, but a few clean entries I might mark up. Yeah, nothing clean I am short biased on Euro Aussie, but once again, French bank holiday. Not going to be jumping into anything too crazy today. If I see a really high probable setup, very clean, then I'll get involved. But if nothing clean presents, then I'll be sitting on the sidelines again. Where are we trading? So we're at this level on the 4 hour. And the daily, yeah, daily's just kind of ranging, no real trend. Just kind of stuck in here. We did have this breakout, but we're back inside that range. So I am long bias, but nothing clean for a day trade. Jeez, that's a massive box. All right, so on the watch list, we've got GBP USD, GBP JPY, GBP CHF, and GCAD. There was an entry on GU again, exact same entry, ASFX entry we had yesterday, which was right here. We've had the exact same repeatable pattern over here, so we'll mark this up where I would have got involved. Whoever did take this trade within the ASFX Discord, was a bit of drawdown, 14 pips of drawdown if you entered on it, but we have since broken back out. So as you can see, when we did our first analysis on GU, we have this channel here, this range, sorry. We broke above it, retested it, price held the 8 EMA, which is that yellow line, and we've just had this massive bullish candle off it, and now we're coming back down. So let's have a look. So we do have bearish divergence on the 15-minute. So that's something we could see price, how price reacts to that. We have broken it on the RSI and we have broken it on price action, so we could potentially see this come higher, but we'll see. Good stuff. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that one. GBP JPY, no ASFX entries within this yet, but we are seeing that bullish momentum continue. Once again, I'm pretty sure all the higher time frames, yeah, we're very long bias holding the 8 EMA. We are approaching the daily 800 EMA, so once again, don't just because price comes to a significant level using a EMA moving average. I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. All right. Just because it does come to a significant level, don't just sell it. You know what I mean? Observe price action. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my god. Excuse me. All right. So observe. Oh my god. I'm gonna sneeze again. I don't have Rona. I'm all good. So my wife's laughing at me. I've lost my train of thought. That's right. If price does come to a significant level, an EMA for example, or any significant level in the market, don't just sell it. Observe price action. As you can see, we had this pin bar at the 800 EMA, we had this other pin bar, and we had this bearish bar. So obviously these are bearish signals at an EMA, so you can kind of just assume price will fall, which it did. when price is coming back to that exact same 800 EMA, don't just sell it. Like I was saying, definitely pay attention to price action, see what happens, and observe the market and make your decisions around that. Be reactive in your analysis. So if we can get a pullback on GBP JPY, I'll definitely be interested in a long position, but other than that, we're just going to be watching GBP CHF, typical ASFX entry. This one would have been a nice trade actually. Definitely pretty over. RSI was very overbought yesterday. At the 80 value on the RSI. Once again, for anyone that missed the live stream yesterday or hasn't caught up on it, I am doing Traders for Traders practical assessment for the 100K account. It's why I'm doing the live trading, to keep myself accountable, but also to give you guys some value as well, just to show you how I trade, be transparent with you guys, show my wins, my losses, and kind of just the process of trading, and also to keep myself entertained while I just sit here. You know, a lot of you guys have heard the saying, trading is like watching paint dry. It really is. So if I take a trade, you guys will see it pop up. You'll see on the bottom here, I have my MetaTrader MT4 terminal at the bottom. You'll see the trade, you'll see my stop loss entry, profits, how I manage the trade, and all that good stuff. So full transparency and, you know, exciting stuff. If you've got any more questions with the fund and company I'm going for, I'm going with Traders for Traders. They offer a whole range of different options to get funded, starting from 25,000 US trading account up to $1 million USD. So definitely check them out. Hit me up if you have any more questions. And yeah, I mean, there's heaps of funded companies out there. FTMO being one of my first kind of decisions, but coming through to Traders for Traders, the selling point for me was there is no time frame to get your profit target. So once again, it's 10% profit target they want you to achieve using their risk management strategy. So you can't lose more than $2,000 a week, and you can't lose a total of max drawdown is $4,000. So as long as you follow their risk management rules, you have unlimited time to hit your 10% profit target. So that was just a stress-free environment. I didn't want to get myself into building bad habits and just kind of freaking out and forcing bad trades just to kind of meet that requirement with FTMO. Once again, 10% is very achievable, but just given current global pandemic, elections, a lot of geopolitical events happening, a lot of news, a lot of events, the market's just obviously not behaving correctly. The whole world's not behaving correctly at the minute. So yeah, so I'm taking my time with the challenge. I'm also using a trade copier that will copy the trades I take on the Traders for Traders practical assessment. It will trade it over to my live, copy the trades over to my live account. I'm using a trade copier called FX Blue, completely free. And yeah, I was still working out a few kinks with it, but I've got the main kind of trade copy features worked out. So it will automatically position size my live account with the correct position size as what I take on the practical assessment. So good stuff. Let's get back into it. GBP CHF RSI has gone overbought at the minute too, and we're seeing that kind of that drop here. I don't know if you guys can see my pivot points as well. Let me turn. There we go. That's probably why. There you go. So we've got the R1 pivot point up there as well. And then there's the daily pivot down there. So once again, just waiting for that retest. If we get it, if not, all good. I've marked up this ID. Obviously, it wasn't at the desk. This entry happened before my trading session, so nothing you can do about it. Can't catch them all. I mean, you could argue there was a signal in there, but it wasn't clean. Like when we're doing the GBP CAD analysis, that monthly high level we're talking about, where we've had resistance to that level. We'll see how it reacts. Just a quick tip with levels, price doesn't have to come right up to it, tap it, and then fall. So don't just pay attention to price action, how the candles are printing, and kind of read the story, what the market is telling you. You got to be you don't predict what's going to happen, react to what the market's telling you. Read the story, see who's in, who's winning the battle, bulls or bears, and see what candle formations happen at significant levels. And then yeah, so we can see we've kind of almost come up to that level. Yeah, 6 pips away from it. There could be heaps of sell orders up here. There could be people taking profits up here and selling back, and taking their profits. So we may see, a sell off here, but overall long bias on GCAD. So hopefully we can get a pullback to this level. Price will be at price will be at a good price again to look for long positions if we get a clean signal. And another thing we'll take into account here as well is there is a 15-minute bearish divergence. So definitely keep an eye on that. We know price can react to that divergence level. You can see start, price pinned it, and price is pinning it again. So see what happens. Let's kind of wait and see. I guess while we're waiting, we can just talk about something that I've just kind of been toying with for new YouTube content and just topics to help traders and give some value, is basically with confidence in your trading and the ability to be a consistently profitable trader. It all comes down to confidence in your system. If you don't have confidence in executing trades, you're not going to be consistently profitable. You can't just take the one-off trades here and there, because in trading, the market it's not 100% strike rate. You're going to take trades and they're not going to go your way. So you have to be overall consistent in taking the trades. You can't just chop and choose and always changing things. That's why being consistent in your routine and being consistent in the signals you take in the market and how you manage them, that's what's going to lead to long-term profitability. And building that confidence just comes from chart time, back testing, doing your markups, like these two right here. Like we've had an entry here, obviously I wasn't involved with it. You don't just look at it and be like, oh well, mark it up. Like I'll go through tomorrow morning now, like I'll do the risk to reward, I'll see how it plays out, and then tomorrow morning I will go through what's happened overnight, mark up what's happened and analyze it, save out the screenshot. Like I'll mark it up with little text boxes, and then save image, and then save it. So that's pretty much, and then I'll have a massive folder of all my markups I've done, and every week I review them. I'm always going through markups. I'm constantly back testing, you know, I back test a lot. And that's how you build confidence, because at the end of the day, we don't know what price is going to do. Like, you can't tell the future. You don't know where the next candle is going to go. So when you take a trade, you got to have the confidence in your own ability, your own analysis, and your own system, from testing and back testing, to just always feel no emotion in taking trades. So there's your first bit of value in this live session. But other than that, like, it's not the strategy, you know, it's not the market, it's not your broker. It all comes down to you and how much effort you're willing to put in. And don't get me wrong, you don't have to be like constantly grinding out 24/7 to become a great trader. You just got to really have a passion for it, and you really just got to be putting in consistent effort, whether you can only do half an hour of back testing a day, or you can do, you know, 10 hours of back testing a day. Obviously I wouldn't recommend that unless you really love back testing, but you know, you'll definitely get burnout. Obviously, me living in Australia, my trading, it's currently 7:37 p.m. at night here, so I trade the London session. So I've got pretty much the whole day, you know, from when I wake up 5:36 a.m. to 7 p.m. to kind of fill my day with whatever I want to do. I used to back test more or less 8 to 10 hours a day. The time my trading time frames kicked around, I just wasn't in the mood. I had a lot of brain fog. I just sitting in my chair all day, back was killing me. So now I just fill my day with doing whatever. Like, I play games, you know, I watch movies. I just have to distract myself, and I just give myself about anywhere between 3 and 5 hours a day in little study blocks of just more or less back testing, reviewing, strategy development, just improving my craft. You know, you don't need 3 to 5 hours a day. You can still do it with as minimum as 1 hour, because I know a lot of people with other commitments, with families, full-time work, 9 to 5, and they're digging themselves into they're pulling themselves into a better future just by being consistent in their daily routine and constantly working on their craft. So it's all about that consistency, you know, and just don't make it too overwhelming. Don't burn yourself out. So doing an hour, 30 minutes, an hour a day, it's going to set you up for success in the long term. You know, you start doing 4 hours like one day, you don't do anything the next day, and the following day you do like 2 hours. You're not going to be able to have that consistency, you know what I mean? It's not going to be able to build great daily habits and routines. Anyway, I'm ranting now, sorry. So anyway, back to what's happening. You see, yesterday I was explaining why I love the EMA so much. I don't know if you guys can see these too well. Hang on. I'll make these ones a little bit more juicy for you. So with the EMAs, you see how price, once again, price action is where you want to kind of keep your focus. You see how it's rejecting terrible drawing tool. You see how price pinned the 8 EMA and is now created this doji, and then we had this massive push to the upside. Why is it magneting to stuff? Anyway, we had this bearish candle, and now we are rejecting the 8 and 21 EMA. So it's holding the EMAs, it's holding that significant level. This was the pullback, and now price is just testing this level to see what it's going to do next. It's also struggling at this divergence as well. So if we can break above, we can get a candle break above 1.32920. Could definitely see this come higher, but never say never. But I think we will probably get that bullish momentum. I'll pay attention to this green bar here, which is the RSI on the TDI, and you can see volumes picking up as well. So This is something I'm just toying with. This isn't anything I take into analysis. I don't take trades of volume. It's just something I have there to kind of just analyze, and maybe something I'll add in future. Never just add an indicator and trade it without testing it. I'm just seeing how volume works. So I've added a moving average on here of a 5-period moving average, and it will just kind of tell me if volume's picking up over the last 5 candles. So it's kind of just an indicator that, hey, people are getting involved in the market. We could see some momentum, or we could see a push or a breakout. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll check out the other pairs that we're looking at. Still waiting for that pullback on GJ. Yeah, it's just moving a little slowly. We'll see what happens. Once again, for anyone just tuning in, it is a French bank holiday, Canadian bank holiday, and a US bank holiday. So expect volume and volatility to be a little bit low today. I usually don't trade bank holidays, and because I do trade the London session, you know, that's pretty much my pairs out of the question. But we'll see what happens. So crazy, we're almost 2 weeks into November. Christmas is around the corner. 2020 has just been like an insane year. Once again, we know that divergence, price can hold a divergence level. We have this monthly high, so I'm still long bias. I'm not going to predict anything. I'm just going to react to what the market's telling me. If we can get a pullback, that would be awesome, especially on that weekly high level. This right here. Look at that. That would be a very nice level for a long position. If the risk to reward can support a setup like that, that would be awesome. DXY. That just pretty much ranged yesterday. Gold's just found this level that it likes hanging out at after that massive bearish move we had. That was on Monday. Yeah, Monday. I'm not big on fundamentals with my trading. I don't use them to trade. Like, I don't trade news events, but I am more recently starting to understand and kind of learn fundamental. So how does bank rates affect a currency pair? Like we had NZD cash rate. You know, I mean, this stuff's like, it's just kind of interesting. Not that I'll ever take it into consideration when taking my trades. Like these numbers won't affect how I trade, but obviously checking out New Zealand pairs, that's why we have this massive move during the Asia session. Like what, that's 220 pips. You know, that's a big Asia session. That's a big Asia range, considering we don't really have that much volume during the Asia sessions. So we could definitely see a move up since we started to build this bullish divergence on the 15-minute here. And we are at this weekly and monthly low level as well. So we'll see what happens. If we can break the 50 EMA, that would be a very good counter trend move. I don't trade counter trend yet. I am testing it, but nothing that I'll physically put money on. I'll just mark it up as an idea. So yeah, so a lot of the New Zealand pairs, New Zealand dollar would have had some pretty big moves this morning. But yeah, so I'm just learning some more about the fundamentals, you know, why. Not that I am going to incorporate the fundamentals into my technical analysis. It just interests me really. I mean, we've had a lot of weird results of news. Some of the actual figures differed dramatically to the forecast, and it didn't even affect the currency at all. So it's just yeah, I think news is kind of, price is really heavily driven on just geopolitical events these days. Anything that's sporadic or out of the blue, or major events that just happen. That's why I've transitioned more into a day trader. Holding trades over multiple days was just too stressful, especially in the given climate we're in the world at the minute. You know, being in and out of the trade between an hour, you know, to 3 hours is just ideal for me and my personality. Once again, if you enjoy swing trading, like, obviously you can still take positions on the daily, you know, especially if you swing trade for a lifestyle, which is something I am developing in the background as well. Obviously has to be no more than a week holding trades, but you know, it's all just lifestyle dependent with your trading. If it doesn't suit your lifestyle or your personality, you're not going to find consistency in your routine, and that will affect your trade performance dramatically. Just checking the ASFX Discord. Oh man. Once again, guys, like with my trading, I only trade GBP pairs and Euro pairs, since I am trading the London session. Just makes sense to trade the pairs that are in play. You know, no point trading, you know, Aussie pairs, New Zealand pairs, since the banks aren't open. Doesn't mean they won't get movement. You know, they still move, especially a Aussie USD being a major. But a lot of the cross pairs, I kind of just don't trade unless I was trading that session. But I don't trade in the morning here in Australia, which would be the Asia session. So you can see on GBP USD, we held that, couldn't pin the 21, and we held the 8 EMA. So that's just a bullish signal. RSI started to hook up, so we could see momentum start building, volumes picking up as well. Let's check the 1 minute and see what's happening. We do have this bearish divergence in the 1 minute as well, so we could definitely see price kind of potentially react to this level, but we'll see what happens. It's all just a waiting game. Patience, patience, patience. Be getting a lot of messages on Instagram as well, people just kind of asking about my journey, just how to become consistently profitable in trading. It's a lot simpler than people think. Not easy, definitely not easy, but simple. Put it in this perspective. If you pick one currency pair, I see a ton of people trading only GBP, JPY, and I see a ton of people trading GBP, USD only. I know a trader that just trades Euro USD. That's his only pair and he makes a lot of money. You don't need to trade, you know, 5-10 pairs plus, and you kind of only just need to trade one strategy. So what I suggest is going through the market, going through strategies, finding a trade style you prefer, something that fits you, your beliefs in the market. If you believe in Fibonacci, you know, you enjoy drawing Fibonacci lines. If you believe in trend lines and how price reacts to trend lines, whatever it is, find a strategy that incorporates those beliefs and test it. That's all you gotta do, is just test the strategy and find out if it's profitable over the long term and find the expectancy of it. That's what I did in the early days. I spent a lot of time testing a strategy that unfortunately just didn't fit my personality. It was a profitable strategy in terms of historic data and backtesting it. So on the Excel spreadsheet, it was a great strategy, but I couldn't execute the trades because I didn't believe in what I was doing. I didn't believe in Fibonacci, which I was using. So it made me hesitant and kind of just made me, you know, paralyzed to pull the trigger. So that's when I came across ASFX, and I was someone that believes in EMAs. Like, I know a lot of traders that just hate EMAs. You know, they believe they have no significance, but EMAs are literally representing price. It's just smoothing it out. It's dynamic support and resistance, you know. So it makes sense to me that when price does come back to these levels, like you're telling me these signals, like price came to the 50, rallied, price came to the 50, rallied, price came to the 50, rallied. Like, you can develop your own strategy using EMAs. You know, they are dynamic support and resistance. Once you add confluence of price action, you add confluence of higher time frames, you test that, you know. So I'll definitely do a full YouTube video explaining how to develop and build your own strategy. It's not as hard as people think. It's very, very simple. It's just the effort required, back testing it, you know, building confidence in your system, doing the markups, forward testing it on demo. So sitting in front of the live charts and entering on trades and building that confidence to slowly start putting real capital in your trading account and taking those trades live. But the strategy is just, you know, a very small fraction of trading, considering there's over thousands of strategies online. And I believe that 99% of those strategies are profitable. Just traders don't have confidence in it. They just Google EMA strategy on YouTube and they literally go in the market and start trading it. That's just a road to failure, really. If you back tested those strategies on YouTube, yeah, over the long term they'll be profitable. Are you comfortable having a 50% win rate? If not, then you're not going to be successful trading it. If you are, you might be, you know. So I know for me, I need a higher than 50% win rate. But that's just me as a trader. That's why I prefer day trading. That's why I came into ASFX. I back tested it and I was seeing these trades like, you know, these aren't even a high probability trades that I'm testing, but you know, they're all winners. And that's just not me kind of giving you guys these realistic hopes of trading. But once I filter these out, obviously I want to be taking every position. But this is literally all it is, like testing the strategy, testing the signals, and building the confidence in that strategy. But yeah, so for me, I needed a higher than 50% win rate, and you know, ASFX offered that for me, especially if you're selective. I mean, if you're an aggressive trader, of course you're going to take more losses. Depending how you manage your losses, they won't be big, which they shouldn't be massive losses. But yeah, just checking out GU again. You see how it pinned the 21 EMA again and just rejected right off it, and it's holding the 8. So we'll see what happens. You know, volume's definitely picking up. And just to be clear, because volume is picking up, doesn't mean price is going to rally. Volume could mean a lot of sellers in the market, so we could see this drop. But according to price action and reacting to what's happening, you know, we could see it chop around, or we could see a massive break and a massive push up. So yeah, 2020 has been a very interesting year for the financial markets. Just with all the printing of money, a lot of the Fed's investing into the stock market. Stocks just keep rallying. You know, pandemic, fucking Rona. With the trades we were looking at yesterday, trade ideas, like there wasn't much volume during the London session. I mean, we did slowly crawl up, but not as much volatility as we've been seeing earlier this year. GJ slowly pushing up as well. There was no entry signal on GJ for me. I mean, probably was a D1 signal down here, but yeah, no. Yeah, I guess, yeah, there was. Obviously, I didn't trade the Asia sessions. No, there wasn't. Yeah, so nothing that I could have gotten involved in on GJ. This is a trade presented here, but happened too early. Guess you can say there's bullish divergence now too, since we're reacting to that level. Bearish divergence, sorry. And we are obviously, I think that would be a weekly high, yeah. Approaching this level too. Like I was saying with levels, you know, it's very easy to tell that this was a level sellers were very interested in, as we've had this massive push down back here. what was this? Back in October, early October. So once again, price doesn't have to come right to this level. I mean, there'll be some people taking profits here, some people selling here. So, you know, you could see a bit of choppiness up to this level. And then we could definitely see a push, and then depending, like at a double top. I'm not one to forecast, you know. Price can do whatever it wants to do. You just never know. RSI is also oversold as well here. So if we do get a pullback to this level, the only reason I would be able to get involved in the trade on GCHF would be if I can get a decent risk to reward profile. If not, then I wouldn't be involved in the trade. Yeah, good stuff. Like I was saying earlier in the stream, I don't think I'll be streaming too long tonight. Since it is a few bank holidays around the world, especially the bigger banks as well. In Europe, Canadian bank holiday, and we've got a USD bank holiday as well. I don't even think Austin's trading today. But the reason I show up every day is just to build that consistency, just in my daily routine, so I don't slack off. Always going to be opportunity in the market. You know, you mark up so many trade ideas, you get to a point where if you miss a trade, it doesn't affect you too much. If you miss it because you hesitated, then obviously there's other things you got to work on in the background with your psychology and your confidence in your system. But if you missed it because it was out of your trading session, or you know, you weren't at the desk, you know, you come back to it, you're completely emotionally detached from that trade. You know, you mark it up and that's it. Just another idea in the market. I've seen traders, like two separate traders, buying and selling the same market and both making money. You know, with extreme times of volatility, it's just, there's always going to be opportunity, always going to be more trades, always going to be money to be made. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of you guys know that I'm a very conservative, very selective trader, just because I know from my back testing, from my markups, and you know, countless hours of just back testing and analyzing the markets. I'll quickly show you my markup folder. I have everything saved to OneDrive. So you guys know we trade the A1 system, which is a breakout strategy in ASFX. The D1, which is a strategy taking advantage of the pullback in a trending market. So we're catching that pullback for the move up or down in the overall trend. And the D2 is a counter trend trade, which I'm still testing. I'm not a big counter trend trader since it doesn't really fit my personality. So I don't see, you know, why I should stress myself out trading them. But these are my markups on all A1s. I actually have a ton more saved in my Excel spreadsheet. I still got to save out, and I've D1s, but that's pretty much, you know, and I've got all my markups in here as well. So all these screenshots are markups as well, that I still got to save out. And I also have another spreadsheet with a ton in there as well. But anyone want to find the secret to trading, that's what it is. Just consistency and just watching your system and your strategy play out, and just being on top of it, staying sharp, always doing your markups. Because doing that over time, especially if you're sticking to one pair, like for example GBP USD, if you sit down and just kind of always analyze that pair, you will learn its characteristics. Every pair will have its own way of moving, its own dynamics. So, you know, you spend enough time with a trading pair, you'll definitely kind of get the feel of how it moves, and you will know when it's about to, you know, about to make that big move. Or I wouldn't say you know, but you kind of had that edge, really. We never know what's going to happen. But for anyone tuning in, I am still flat. No trades taken on the Traders for Traders practical assessment account. This is my actually first week of trading it since I signed up last week. Last week being election week, I just didn't touch the markets at all. So still flat. Didn't trade on Monday since I wanted all that news to kind of just shake out in the market, which we had massive moves on a few pairs, lots of volatility. Hey David, how's it going, mate? I haven't forgot about our accountability sessions. I've been super busy with other things and just kind of setting up all this Traders for Traders stuff and getting my head around also trading my live account as well. I look forward to when these markets kind of get back to some normality. That's if they ever do. The signals, the ASFX signals are starting to present more often, which is great. But nothing super clean, for me anyway. It's another reason why backtesting is so important, as I was saying before. Having your kind of backtesting results through different market cycles will also give you, you know, the outcome of how your strategy performs during those market cycles. So obviously this year will be a very interesting analyst for anyone that's tracking their trade results. All that data at the end of the year will be very, very interesting, since, you know, I don't think we've ever had a recession, election, global pandemic, riots, geopolitical events, you know, all within 1 year. So Yeah, David, I'm not a big fan of MetaTrader at all. Even MT5, like the newer version of MT4, it's still very clunky. I've never really liked it. I love TradingView. I just wish TradingView would develop a very solid platform, even if it's web-based. Like, they're getting there. Like, you can add in a lot of brokers now, especially like Awanda, FXCM, but I do find it does lag a little bit, especially on the live account, so there's a little bit of slippage. That's why I like MT4 mainly, just for entering my trades. I was saying yesterday on the live stream that I got a Magic Keys pad, basically just to take away all the stress of position sizing, entering your entry price, stop loss, take profits, all that. The Magic Keys does it all for you. So I just literally click over to my screen, drag and drop my price levels, and that's it. Wow, 15 seconds. Yeah, that's crazy. We need those high frequency trade execution platforms they use at the banks. Man, that's just an advantage on its own. Yeah, definitely. Well, I think Austin's working on an MT4 video as well, but the fact that they're not even compatible with Mac, I mean, there are workarounds, but it's not very stable, especially if you're trading a large account or you're doing a practical assessment with a hedge fund or a prop firm, sorry, like doing FTMO or Traders for Traders, or you know, the other ones out there. You want it to be stable, so you want to do is crash on you, even with a personal account, really. Choppy, choppy, choppy. But yeah, with I'll quickly show you. Give me a second, and I'll drag it over. So basically, just hiding my. Well, hang on. Yeah, with MT4, I can't even drag the screens off to the side. I have to drag the whole terminal, but that's alright. But I'll definitely do a video. Yeah, the Magic Keys pad, definitely. I'll do a video on it explaining everything. It is just like a expert advisor that you plug into your chart, and then it's pretty much just hotkeys. But it does make the MT4, this thing, much easier. Like, all you have to do is push one button and your stop loss is put in, your position size is put in, your take profits already put in, and you just click a button and it's done. Very simple. And you can just put your stop loss at break even. You can take partial profits, everything like that, just by clicking buttons. So very convenient. Yeah, so it works out size based on, here we go. So it works out size based on percentage of your account. So you can do it based on equity or your balance. If fixed money, so you can risk a certain amount to risk. So, you know, $100, $1,000 per trade, or you can do a fixed lot size. And then it will work all that out. Just by clicking on the button. It's very convenient. So it takes away all the guesswork, getting, you know, my position size calculator up and then entering that into the new auto in here. So, you know, all I have to do is push one button when the trade's kind of, I see a setup presenting. All I have to do is push one button and then click open trade, and everything's worked out for me. Yeah, so I'll just show you guys. So basically, let's say, for example, let's say GA, let's say you wanted to get involved in a trade. So you can push the open calculator button. That will basically pull up these two lines here. And let's say you wanted to take a short position or long position, you can swap them. Just by pushing a button. And let's say you wanted to go long, you drag your stop loss. So let's say you wanted your stop loss there. You can even push a button that targets one-to-one risk to reward. So let me just zoom out so you can see. So you push the one-to-one risk to reward and it will give you one-to-one. And then you can hit a button that says input risk. So let's say it's a C setup. So you can go, let's say you risk 50%. So you can go 0.50. And then over here, you see it's risking 2% on my account. And now it's risking 0.50%. And all I have to do is just push one trade, one button, and that will automatically calculate the position size for me and get me involved in the trade. So very convenient and very kind of easy to use. So let's say it's that's your stop loss and that's your take profit. And let's say it's a B setup and you risk maybe 1.5%, and now it's risking 1.5%. So automatically calculate your position size and everything like that. So pretty cool. And then you just hit open calculator again and it just gets rid of everything. So pretty cool little device. Once again, I don't really enjoy using MT4 at all. I used to backtest on MT4, but it was so clunky, and I mean, it's still one of the industry standards. I know a lot of hedge funds and banks obviously have their own terminals now because they're high frequency traders, so they're connected pretty much directly to the broker. But for retail traders, if I wonder have FX Trade, that's a pretty cool platform to trade on, but even C Trader is pretty cool. This Magic keypad's only compatible with MT4, MT5, and C Trader. C Trader is a pretty cool platform, much better than MT4, that's for sure. But since these funded trading companies don't obviously have other brokers, so MT4 is pretty much their default. Looks like GU is gonna push up. It's holding that 15-minute AEMA quite nicely. Still 1 hour doing. Yeah, 1 hour's pulling that momentum with the RSI through. If we can break that level of, what is that, 1.32920, that would be sweet. Yeah, that's correct, David. Yeah, it'll be we'll see what happens. I don't expect too much volume or volatility today, since pretty much some of the big banks are closed. Yeah, just watching, just all ideas today for me, really. I wasn't going to live stream since I don't really trade on bank holidays, especially USD bank holiday, and we have a Euro bank holiday as well, and a Canadian bank holiday. So I was watching this level on GCAD. I reckon probably get a push off this monthly high, since it has been tested a few times. Look, let's see if we can get GU to push up. There we go. I reckon it might just get rejected, but if this 15-minute candle can close. The shift candle on GU was overextended into divergence, and it was the first break of the Asia range as well, so definitely not the highest probability trade setup. That's why it's just been chopping. If I did get involved in this and I saw that bearish candle, I would have closed half my position. No, I haven't really talked to anyone that's been paid out with Traders for Traders yet, but I was having a chat with David Gilbert, which is the owner of Traders for Traders. He's funny enough, he's an Australian guy, so he owns T4T, and he's pretty authentic. I did a lot of background research into the company. I did a lot of reviews, and I've heard stories about people getting paid out, and a lot of success people have been having with T4T, but no one personally know. So hopefully I can finish this assessment. The goal is by the end of the year to get the funded account with them, and we'll just see what happens. The 1 minute look like? Oh yeah, we got a 1 minute new higher high. L50 is in the buy zone as well. Jump down to the 5. Yeah, price is slowly making on GU, slowly making higher highs on the 5 minute, holding that level here. We made a new higher high. If this candle, if we can break for a new high here, I reckon we would definitely see some bullish momentum. 3 minutes 30 seconds for the 15-minute candle close. Yeah, but there's nothing in the way stopping it from going higher. RSI is pretty steady. As for previous resistance looking left, yeah, nothing. We have this kind of indecision candle on the daily. Could see maybe price react. I think that's where we've been kind of hovering, that indecision point. But if I was to kind of forecast I reckon we could definitely get up to, yeah, 1.33880s. What about GJ? Yeah, it's just kind of slowly chopping its way up. GBP CHF just ranging sideways now, respecting that 15-minute divergence line. Same thing with GCAD, off that monthly high and divergence line with the RSI. I think the RSI went over, so yeah, it hasn't gone overbought yet. Got another higher high on the higher high close on the 1 minute on GU. I don't even know if the volume will pick up if we get a close here. It could just slowly chop its way higher since a few of the banks are closed. Less than a minute left on this 15-minute candle. Let's see if we can break that level. RSI will definitely pull up way above that trend line. 10 seconds. Yeah, now we didn't break above it. Could still see a bullish move off that. We could still see this push up. It is holding the 8 EMA, 15-minute 8 EMA quite nicely. GJ just kind of doing its thing, just chopping left, chopping right, sorry. What about any of the other pairs? We've got GA, Euro USD. Like I said at the beginning of the trading, our live session, if we saw price come down, pay attention to the pins. We had an indecision candle. We had this massive, well, I wouldn't say massive, but we've had this candle formation off the 8, 100 EMA. So let's see what happens. I reckon if we can't break above the 50 EMA on the 15-minute, definitely see this come lower. Euro and ZD just had this massive Asia range. RSI is oversold, so you know ADR's maxed way above ADR, so I could just see that chopping. Euro EJ, Euro JPY. Yeah, she's just kind of back in this zone here. We did see that breakout. Came off the R1 pivot. Just rejected it, came back down. Hanging out with the EMAs. L50 is kind of just swapping at that reset level. Euro CAD. It's broken to 50 on the 15 minute. I'm kind of holding outside the 8 EMA now. So that could just go into a range. Yeah. A weak candle formation here, but that's not ASFX entry. Yeah, nothing on Euro Aussie. Look at Euro USD, just look at that volatility kick in. Let's see what happened on the 1 minute real quick. Yeah. See, this is that sporadic price movement I talk about. Look at that. Like, is that news? Like, nothing was kind of forecast, you know. No Euro news for me today on Wednesday 11th. Just bank holidays, and you have this sporadic price movement. Let's have a look. 5 minutes ago. 35, yeah, nothing. Of course they will. Of course trade war will persist. I don't know if anyone, yeah, if I know David, right? I don't even know, like, I'm trying to understand fundamentals more. Not to direct my trading, but just for stuff like this, you know, there's nothing that could have just been a hedge fund algorithm, you know, AI robots just reacting to something. Yeah, no news has come out to kind of yeah. I have no idea what happened there. That's interesting. That's at least I know price is holding above that 8. I was at all GBP pairs. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, just checking the Discord. Yeah, it didn't affect the GA. Yeah, Euro pairs. Yeah, Jack's mentioning it in the Discord. A lot of volume kicking in there, look at that. Is that volume bar? Yeah, it was green before, yeah. Oh, no way. Far out there. Look at that massive moves on GBP again. Yeah, like nothing's really. Where's my other web browser? Yeah, no news that I can see. Oh, man. Apparently it's Brexit news. Of course. See, this is what I mean with my trading, like with why I'm going with traders for traders. Like we've had 2020 has been like the year for geopolitical events, and kind of rushing that 10% in a month. Like I want to be able to be selective on my trades. Obviously you can't avoid breaking news, but far out. Considering my whole watch list is GBP, yeah. Wow. Crazy. Well, that can just go. And this is why I try and never predict or forecast. Just react to what the market's telling you. I mean, obviously if I was in a trade, that's just the way it goes, I guess. Yeah, that would have just blown out everything for me in my trading. My watch list. And this is why, you know, with my trade management and how I trade personally, and a lot of guys in ASFX trade as well, once my trading is up, you know, about, depending on the grade of the setup, if it's a C setups, I'm locking, once price is at 1R, I'm locking my stop loss and profit. Same with kind of B setups, 1.25R, I'm locking my stop loss and profit. And A setups to really rare, I'm giving that trade, because more probabilities are in my favor, I'm giving that trade more time to kind of work out before I move my stop loss to break even. Just to always protect my capital. That's my #1 rule. You know, that's just comes back to why I enjoy my magic key so much. So, you know, if I was in this trade, I would have been up 1R on this candle. When it's popped up, I would have quickly moved my stop to break even, and this would have just been a wash trade. You know, it is what it is. yeah, I'm probably gonna call it a live stream. Gotta find, obviously, Forex Factory is not telling me all news stories. Let's have a look if FX News or FX Street. Let's have a look. There we go. Oh no. Here we go. Yeah, that's what shook the market. Yeah, see, obviously, Forex Factory didn't report, unless they did. 1 hour. Is there somewhere I'm not looking? Yeah, no. I'll bookmark FX Street as well, just to keep myself updated with breaking news. Wow. DXY is up. I mean, Euro's down, correct? I think that's how it works. Still working on my correlations. Yeah, alright. Thanks for all those that tuned into the stream. Thanks for the convo, David. I think you're like the first person to have a full conversation in my YouTube live stream. You get so lonely. But nah, it was obviously I wasn't gonna pull the trigger on any trades today, just due to the fact being bank holidays. And nothing really clean presented while I was at my trading hours. So other than that, yeah, I'm gonna go watch another episode of Walking Dead. All good. All right, thanks guys, and I should be trading live streaming again tomorrow. My schedule so far is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great day wherever you are. A good night if it's nighttime. Good day if it's in the morning. Enjoy.